Welcome back, everyone. We are now going to get into these awesome interactive cards, and this happens to be the trifold card that we are going to be making next. And there are actually 3 different cards that you'll make with the trifold, and I'm going to walk you through how to do one of them, because once I show you how to do one, you'll be able to do all of them. And so this sheet you should have received in the group and printed it out or put up on your iPad, and it walks you through, first of all, the supply list of all of the items that you need. And then the second sheet is the instructions on how to cut everything out. And that's what I want to walk you through right now. So I'm going to put aside some of these materials because you've already gone through that list of what we're going to need and use. And I'm going to use this space right here to do some cutting and walk you through the thin cut part. So these are 2 of the cards that you're going to be making in this particular section. Love this one with the spinner action with the cute pinwheel. And they are just so fun how they open and close and create that fun interactive element. So that is one of them. And this is the second one. I went a little crazy on all the thin cuts and all those fun pieces. You don't have to do as many as I did, but this one at least gives you an idea of what I did on the inside with all those fun balloons. Great graduation card for someone. I'm going to open this one back up again because I don't think that I had the camera in full view when I did it. And you can move this pinwheel so that it's kind of off to the side a little bit, and it makes that bracket easier to fit through. And if you have to, punch that pinwheel through so that you can actually open the card all the way. This one was a real cute, simple one as well. And then when you're done, you can just pop him back out. Okay, so now my kitty cat wants to get in here. Isn't that just... Oh my goodness, that's just always the case with me. Okay, so let's go through the instructions, you guys, and lots of detailed information in here. So you're going to cut out of the green UV coated, the flamingo, which is this pink polka dot, and then the Blue Skies blue pattern paper. That's what that looks like. So you're going to cut 3 of those, and they are 5.5 by 8.5. And then you're going to fold it in half, and those make your card fronts. And then we are going to cut out of this piece the large bracket so that you get this window on your card. And I'm going to be walking you through how to do that in just a minute. And then for the white daisy cardstock, you need 3 of these, and they are 5 by 6. And we're going to score them at the 2 and 4 inch and then fold them in the opposite direction to create a Z. And then you need 3 2x2s, and then you need 2 3.5 by half, and then you need 1 3 by 5/8. And then the large stitched brackets out of flamingo, we're going to cut 3 of those, and then 2 out of the we need 3 large stitch brackets. 1 of them is going to be out of flamingo, and 2 of them are going to be out of the canary. Okay, so 3 total, only 1 out of flamingo, if you want to make a note on that. And then the pinwheel, you're going to cut 1 of those out of the floral pattern of the Blue Skies. And then 2 Lagoon UV coated cardstocks, you're going to create these banners, and it's 3.25 by 3/4, and then you only need 1 out of canary, and that's 3 by 7/8. And then various images that you want from the Blue Skies stamp set. You can cut them out of all of the different scrap papers that you have left over. You can see I did 3 cameras for this card. And then this card I used the flowers and the green, the leaves, and I stamped those in green. And then for the inside of this one, you can see I did lots of balloons and lots of clouds and a sun. You do not have to go as crazy as I did. I just wanted you to see how fun that looks when you do a lot. And then for this card, we are actually going to use the leftover sticker sheet from Tina's workshop because I want to show you how to use up these stickers. And oh my goodness, they are going to be so cute. Okay, so once you've done that, let's talk about cutting out that bracket from the thin cut. And I've already mounted it on a scrap piece of the canary. And it is the largest one, as you can see. And I love using washi tape for this very reason, to keep my die in place so I can maximize my cardstock and utilize every little square inch. So I'm going to bring my Cuttlebug over here. And we are going to cut that little guy out. And you might need to do it a couple of times because it is a stitched bracket and you want to make sure all those fun details get cut. And then just lift up that washi tape real slowly and set that little guy aside. And now I want to show you how to do the same thing with the card base. And we are going to line up the bracket so that it is equal and even on our card front. And then we're going to open this up because we don't want it to get cut all the way through. So lay this flat, get it lined up where you want, and then just press on your washi tape. And I'm just going to look at this so that it looks straight to me. Yep. Okay, so now we're going to lay it flat on our plate, just like that. And we're going to run it through the machine. Okay. I'm going to get this out of everybody's way. Set these off to the side. And now we're going to gently lift that off. And you can definitely use this for another card. And for those of you that were going to make this piece for this card, this is that piece. Okay, so the negative space, I would call it, or this is the positive, right? And this is the negative. So this positive space is actually for this card. So just set this off to the side if you haven't made that card yet. And here we go. We are now ready to start the assembly. So what you're going to need to do first, I'm going to move my inks out of the way for right now, just so that you guys can see my paper trimmer, because I want to show you, I want to teach you how to score your paper. And that's one of the things that I love about these paper trimmers that we offer. They are so good for scoring. And I'm going to show you two different ways that you can score. Now, in the instructions, I put down this dual tip stylus because this is the only type of embossing tool that we sell now that you can use. We used to have the bone folder and we discontinued it. So this would be a great tool for you to have. It's got two different tips on each side, a small one and a medium one, and they're perfect for scoring and embossing. And then I also want to show you how you can actually take your scissors and use this as a scoring tool as well. So at 2 inches, we want to score. And you do want to make sure that you crease that really good if you're going to use the scissors. But I want you to see, look at the score line. Isn't that just awesome? And then at 4 inches. So we're going to move that into the 4-inch mark. And I'm going to use the bone folder. If those of you that still have this tool, keep it. It's such a great tool for scoring. And don't press too hard, otherwise you'll tear your paper. And there we go. So we've got our 2-inch and 4-inch, and now we are going to fold them in the opposite direction to create like a Z fold. Because if you were to look at it, it looks like a Z. Okay, so this is the front and this is the back. Just make sure that everything got lined up correctly. I'm going to set all of these things that I'm not going to be using right now off to the side so that they're not in the way. Put that back on its magnet sheet for later. And now let's get to this interactive piece. So what I did is I created a line around the inside, and I want to show you one that's actually finished already so that you can kind of see what we're going to be doing here. So we're going to cut the Life is Sweet in half. We're going to use actually the ice cream. I didn't have an extra one, so that's where the ice cream is going to fit under here where the yum is. And then we're going to stamp thank you and just do some fun little lines around it to kind of bring in some of that space. So go ahead, and if you need to, you can pause the video or you can follow along with me. I'm just taking my journaling pen and I'm just going to doodle some lines here. You can connect them, you can break them up if you want. I like doing that as well. And then once we do that, we are going to, what are we doing next? Oh yeah, we're going to stamp. We are going to stamp thank you in the black ink. So go ahead and bring your inks over because we're going to be using those. And I'm just going to tap this little guy. And if you have your carrier sheet from your stamps, get that out. I don't have my Versamat over here right now. So I'm going to use my carrier sheet and make sure that I put that down. And I'm going to just kind of make those creases a little more flat right now because when I stamp down here, I want this to be really smooth. So I'm going to just tap that little guy in my ink, get it exactly the way I want it. And then I want the thank on one side and the you on the other. So pretty. Okay, and I'm going to get my black ink out. And now we are going to attach this piece to the inside of our card. And you can use Bonding Memories glue. You can use your tape runner like I am. Just something nice and strong, and that happens to be the permanent Tombow, so once I get this on here, it is going to stick. So just kind of flatten that like that, and then we're going to close the card. Let me get this up here so that you can see. We're going to close the card like this, and now we are going to glue that piece, just half of it, okay? So what I want you to do is remove that little guy. We're going to take our tape runner and just press down really well. Just put adhesive right there. And now we're going to fit that piece right in there. And look at how awesome that is. See? It worked! Yay! Okay, and now we are ready to build our card. I love doing doodling on the outside of this little piece, so I'm going to just kind of draw some lines on it. It just really helps to clean up and bring in some of that white space. And then we're going to mount this onto the front right here. And then we are going to stamp Hooray in black. And I'm going to just put it right down here. So cute. And then we are going to start pulling from our sticker sheet, and we're going to take this adorable little umbrella, and you can use some foam tape if you'd like. I just love using foam tape to create that interactive piece and element. So we're going to put some there. If you want, you can cut a smaller piece from the thinner one, and that's why I love my micro tip scissors. In fact, those aren't my micro tips. Let me get my micro tip. Love the micro tip scissors because they are non-sticky. Okay. And then I'm just going to cut this in half like so. And then I'm going to set that off to the side because I might use it again. And then I'm just going to stick that right down there so that my balloon umbrella, not my balloon, but my umbrella. Oh, no, no, baby. My umbrella will come right off of that card. Isn't that so cute? Love that dimension. Okay, so now on this is another banner, and we are going to just dovetail it as well as this one. And we're going to stamp on this one another sentiment. So let me get that piece out here and ready. You can do "You're the Best" because I want this to be a thank you for someone. So I'm going to just pull that little guy off, set him back down on the carrier sheet after I clean it. And again, we're going to stamp in dark ink. And I just want to show you a tip. If you have a hard time lining your stamps up on here like I am right now, I actually turn it upside down onto my surface or even onto the foam pad and just press it in and see it perfectly lines up onto my stamp. Not sure if we've shared that little tip with you or not, but I love it. Okay, so now I am inking up my black ink and we're going to stamp "You're the Best." And then flicking that little guy off. Isn't that so cute? If you get a little bit on your foam pad, make sure you wipe that off too. And now we're going to glue this on. Get that lined up the way I want it. Just like that. And then we're going to attach it onto our card front. Just down here. I just love how those colors just come together with the stickers. So fun. And yeah, it's not lined up straight, so let me just straighten that a little bit. There we go. Get that straightened up a little bit too. That's what I love about that tape on the UV coated paper, is that it actually is very forgiving. Okay, so now we are going to open this up and we are going to finish the inside of this. And again, we're going to pull our sticker sheet. Remember I told you that we're going to cut the Life is Sweet? Well, I had already done it, so go ahead and cut it right in half here between the two pink sections so that you can have Life is on one side and Sweet on the other. And we're going to put it right here on the crease, just like that, okay, so that it kind of creates that interactive element. And then do you see these cute little hearts? They are from the Stamp of the Month, and we're going to use Pixie, Candy Apple, and Canary to stamp those little guys, okay? So I'm going to put my ink pads like that. I'm going to get my instructions out of the way so that it's not so distracting. Oops. And then what we're going to do is we're going to first stamp the little yellow ones. And I just kind of stamped them in different directions. Oh, and the other yellow one is a large yellow. He's going to kind of come up here. And then we're going to come back and we're going to stamp the I'm just wiping them off over here. We're now going to stamp the big heart in the pixie, and then we're going to stamp some of these cute little ones in red and just kind of stagger them. And then this one, I want it to be in the pixie ink. And we can have him go in a different direction like that. You can set those off. You can certainly come back and maybe stamp another cluster if you want after you've written out your sentiment or whatever you wanted to say to somebody. You could definitely do that so that you've got that visual triangle of 3. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. But let's get the stickers on. So we want the cute little strawberry, and we're going to put him over here. And the Yippee is right here. And I actually trimmed him down a little bit so he wasn't quite so wide. So feel free to do that if you don't want it to be quite so wide, this you know, the white space that's around it. So I'm just taking my scissors and just trimming it, and then that way that just goes across like that. And then here is this adorable ice cream cone that we want to come up here in the corner. You can pop him if you want. I'm not going to. I'm just going to stick it like right there. And then I'm going to put the yum right here. And then you can certainly write in this little section, which I am saying, you know, have a treat on me. And you can put a gift card in here for them to go get a sweet treat or whatever you would like. And that is it. And if you want to finish this by putting some more of the hearts on here, you certainly can, just by coming down here and do a large heart in candy. And then we can finish this by doing the smaller ones. And now you've got that really nice visual triangle. And that is it. Oh, and you know what? We forgot the arrow. So here's this cute little arrow that you could either put up here to finish it, or you could even put it here in the center and have that heart kind of cross over like that. And if you want, you can move that strawberry down just a little bit, but I just thought that was so fun to just have that kind of in the center as well. So there you have it.